Spelling test list 5. Had your paper up, spelling test, name and date. Please be sure and number your paper correctly. It makes it much easier to grade. It makes it much easier for you to make your work nice and neat. So when you label your paper correctly, it's going to be spelling. Test, this is a test. Your name, your date. You're going to skip a line, and you are going to number 1 down to 10. Then you're going to number 11 down to 20. Then you're going to skip a line, and you're going to number 21 through 30. That is how your test will be set up. Even when you're copying your spelling list, this is how you will set up your list. There's still some people not doing that, and this is the way it has to be done, okay? And I wouldn't even say some people, I would say a person. So you need to set your test up and your spelling sheets up correctly, okay? Number 1, attorneys at law. Which of the attorneys at law in the firm helped you with your will? Attorneys at law. Number 2, scissors. Do you know the difference between scissors and shears? Scissors. Number 3, churchgoers. The churchgoers each received a card from the pastor. Churchgoers. Number 4, policemen. Policemen risk their lives daily for our safety. Policemen. Number 5, cupfuls. The cookie recipe calls for 2 cupfuls of chocolate milk. Chocolate chips, really. I don't know why I said chocolate milk. Chocolate chips. Cupfuls. Number 6, algae. Algae are simple water plants that are useful to people. Algae. Number 7, cacti. Saguaro cacti, the largest desert plants in the United States, can grow up to be 50 feet tall. Cacti. Number 8, data. The data from our class survey indicates that 8 out of 10 students prefer pizza to hamburgers. Data. Number 9, desert. Desert travelers depend on oases for, I'm sorry guys, number 9 is not desert. Do not write desert. I'm so sorry. Number 9 is oases. Desert travelers depend on oases for their water supplies. Oases. Number 10, analyses. The police must make careful analyses of the facts before arresting a suspect. Analyses. Number 11, diagnoses. The doctors examined the accident victims and then gave their diagnoses of the injuries. Diagnoses. Number 12, vertebrae. The spinal column's 24 vertebrae form a bony tube protecting the spinal cord. Vertebrae. Number 13, parentheses. Look for the author's birth date in parentheses after their names. Parentheses. Number 14, theses. 2 of the high school teachers are writing theses for their master's degrees. Theses. Number 15, agenda. Which topic is listed first on the agenda for this evening's meeting? Agenda. Number 16, emphasis. The 2 main emphases of the sermon were proper thoughts and kind words. Emphasis. Number 17, memorabilia. Dad's study is filled with his collection of sports memorabilia. Memorabilia. Number 18, debris. A few students stayed after school to help pick up debris from the playground. Debris. Number 19, 1st and 2nd Samuel. The books of 1st and 2nd Samuel tell of Israel's first two kings, Saul and David. 1st and 2nd Samuel. I'm sorry guys, dropping everything here. Number 20, 1st and 2nd Kings. We can read about many of the miracles of Elijah and Elisha in 1st and 2nd Kings. 1st and 2nd Kings. Number 21, write the word that means standards are rules by which things can be judged. Standards are rules by which things can be judged. Number 22, write the word that means microscopic single-celled organisms. Microscopic single-celled organisms. 23, write the word that means newspapers, television, and other such means of mass communication. Newspapers, television, and other such means of mass communication. 24, write the word that means facts, events, or circumstances that can be observed. Facts, events, or circumstances that can be observed. Number 25, write the word that means immature insects that do not look like adult insects. Immature insects that do not look like adult insects. Number 26, write the word that means plants which do not contain chlorophyll and cannot make their own food. Plants which do not contain chlorophyll and do not make their own food. Number 27, write the word that means graduates of a school or college. Graduates of a school or college. Number 28, write the word that means turning points. Turning points. Number 29, write the word that means scientist explanations that may or may not be true. Scientist explanations that may or may not be true. And number 30, write the word that means answers made without sufficient evidence. Answers made without sufficient evidence. So be sure on your spelling test that your letters are formed correctly. Be sure that your K's are formed correctly. Be sure that your M's are formed correctly. Be sure your M's have 3 humps. Your N's have 2 humps. Be sure that your I's are dotted. Be sure that your T's are crossed. Be sure that your O's are loop-de-looped at the top. Be sure that your A's do not have a loop-de-loop in them. When I look at your letter, I am not going to guess, well, surely they know how to spell this word. I will know from looking at each and every letter that you know how to spell it because you know how to form your letters, okay? All right, so you guys do your best work. Oh, sorry, one more thing. Be sure and turn your papers over, your spelling test over to the back side. Bible test, name and date. Write Proverbs 6:20 on the back side of your spelling.